You already know what a black mamba looks like. You've heard the name in movies, and rap lyrics, and nicknames. Athletes chose specifically because the word itself carries menace. Sleek, fast, deadly. A name that's been borrowed so often as a symbol of danger that most people have completely lost track of the actual animal behind it. You think you understand them? A black snake. Aggressive, the deadliest thing in the African bush. You're already wrong about the color, and that's only the beginning of how much the popular image of this animal misses what's actually dangerous about it. Because here's what most people are never told. The black mamba is not black. It is not the most aggressive snake in Africa by temperament. And it doesn't need to be aggressive to be one of the deadliest animals on the entire continent. It is the fastest land snake on Earth, capable of delivering venom so potent that, left untreated, a single bite carries a fatality rate close to 100%. And it can often strike multiple times before its target has any chance to react. This is not a snake that needs a reputation built on exaggeration. The real biology is already more than enough. Let's start with the name itself because it reveals something important about how little most people actually know about this animal. A black mamba's body is typically olive, gray, or brownish in color, not black at all. The name comes from something else entirely. The interior of the snake's mouth, which is a deep ink black color, displayed specifically as a warning when the snake feels threatened. A black mamba preparing to defend itself will open its mouth wide, revealing that dark lining alongside spreading a narrow hood and raising the front portion of its body off the ground. A clear, visible threat display given before any strike. This detail matters more than it might seem. Researchers studying mamba behavior consistently note that the snake is not, by nature, an animal that ambushes without warning. It would rather avoid a confrontation entirely, and when cornered, it generally signals its intent clearly before committing to anything. The danger isn't a hidden, sudden attack from an aggressive predator. The danger is what happens in the small percentage of cases where that warning goes unnoticed, or where retreat simply isn't an option. What sets the black mamba apart physically, more than almost anything else on this list, is speed. The black mamba is recognized as the fastest land snake in the world, capable of sustained movement at speeds up to 20 kilometers per hour over short distances. Fast enough that a human attempting to outrun one across open, even ground, would have a genuinely difficult time doing so. Combined with a body that can reach up to 4.5 meters in length, among the longest venomous snakes on the African continent, the black mamba is an animal built simultaneously for covering ground quickly and striking from a meaningful distance once it's close enough. This speed serves a specific purpose in the wild. Black mambas are active diurnal hunters, pursuing prey like rodents and small birds rather than relying purely on ambush. That same physical capability, speed, reach, and a strike that can be delivered and withdrawn in a fraction of a second, applies identically whether the target is prey or a perceived threat. The venom is where function, including the muscles responsible for breathing. Symptoms in an untreated bite can begin within minutes, typically including a metallic taste in the mouth, swelling near the bite site, difficulty breathing, and progressive paralysis. Without antivenom, the World Health Organization and multiple toxinology studies have documented fatality rates approaching 100%, with death sometimes occurring in as little as 20 minutes to a few hours, depending on the amount of venom delivered and the location of the bite. Compounding this is a detail that makes the black mamba particularly dangerous compared to many other venomous snakes. it does not always deliver a single bite and retreat. Black mambas are capable of striking repeatedly in rapid succession, delivering multiple bites within seconds if a threat persists, each one adding additional venom into the victim's system. Combined with a relatively high venom yield per bite compared to many other elapid species, this means a serious black mamba envenomation can deliver a dose of neurotoxin that overwhelms the body's ability to compensate before treatment can even begin. The black mambas range across sub-Saharan Africa, spanning savanna, rocky outcrops, and woodland habitat across much of eastern and southern Africa, puts it in regular documented contact with rural communities, particularly in regions where anti-venom access is inconsistent, or where medical facilities are hours away from remote villages. This geography is central to why the black mamba carries the reputation it does. The same toxinology research documenting near total fatality rates in untreated bites also consistently identifies time to treatment as the single most important factor in survival. Patients who receive appropriate antivenom promptly have dramatically better outcomes than those who don't. In regions where that prompt treatment isn't reliably available, the black mamba's already severe venom becomes functionally far more lethal than it would be in a hospital-adjacent setting. Public health researchers studying snakebite mortality across Africa have repeatedly flagged this exact pattern. It is not only the biology of the animal that determines the death toll, but the geography of where that animal lives relative to the infrastructure capable of treating its bite. There's a behavioral detail specific to black mambas that deserves attention because it explains a meaningful share of the more serious documented encounters. Black mambas frequently use established den sites, termite mounds, rock crevices, hollow trees, which they return to repeatedly, sometimes over extended periods. Herpetologists studying mamba behavior have noted that a black mamba defending a known den or shelter, particularly one it has used consistently, tends to display significantly more defensive aggression than the same species would show in an open, unfamiliar encounter. This is consistent with general snake behavior broadly, but it matters specifically for the black mamba because of the severity of what follows if that defensive response escalates to a bite. This is why wildlife safety guidance across the snake's range is specific and consistent. Avoid investigating likely den sites such as termite mounds or rock crevices. Give any mamba encountered space and a clear path to retreat, and never attempt to handle or corner the animal, regardless of how still or non-aggressive it appears in the moment. The vast majority of documented serious bites, researchers note, occur during attempts to kill or capture the snake, not from unprovoked attacks during routine human activity. Here is what is true and what the evidence actually supports. The black mamba is not the relentless, unprovoked killer its name and reputation suggest. It is, by most behavioral accounts, a shy, fast-moving animal that strongly prefers retreat over confrontation and gives a clear warning display before resorting to a bite. Most encounters between humans and black mambas across its entire range end with the snake disappearing into cover long before any danger materializes. But underneath that generally cautious temperament is a genuinely formidable set of biological tools. The fastest sustained speed of any land snake on Earth. A neurotoxic venom capable of killing an adult human in under an hour without treatment. The capacity to deliver that venom across multiple rapid strikes, and a range that places it in regular contact with communities where immediate medical treatment isn't always available. We borrowed its name for sports nicknames and movie villains because it sounded fast and dangerous. The actual animal earned both of those words honestly, It simply did it through biology, not aggression, and the name was never really about the color at all.